Python programming language. Python constructor. What is a constructor in Python? Python constructor is a special method that initializes instance members of a class. It's the first to execute when an object of that class is created. Why is it important? It ensures we have enough resources and initializes the value of class attributes. Without a constructor, we can initialize the value of a class attribute inside class functions. Like this. And this. We can also ask the user for input. For example, we can ask the user to input their name and assign it to a class attribute. Declaring a Python constructor. __new__ is a static class method that controls object creation. It's called every time we make a call to the class constructor. While this is a default function for every class, we can definitely play around with it. A constructor is a class function with its name surrounded by double underscores. We always call it __init___. Constructors let us initialize an object. The self parameter is the first parameter in __init__. It tells the interpreter to work with attributes of this object. We have another method show, we pass self to this too. Then, we create an object as orange equals citrus. Finally, we make a call to orange.show. We can also create a new attribute exclusively for this object and read it when defining values. There is not much you can do once you have already defined the object. Not declaring a Python constructor. So what happens when we do not explicitly provide a constructor to a class? Can Python handle it? We shall try that out. Here, we did not define a constructor, but Python instantiated that object anyway. Types of Python constructors. This constructor does nothing but instantiate the object. It's an empty constructor without a body. It can be used to set values or perform actions that don't manipulate values. It's useful when we want to initialize values we've already decided. We can also use this constructor to set values we've decided. This constructor lets us set custom values for instance variables. We can have any number of these. No constructor overloading in Python. Even if you try to define more than one constructor, it won't work. Python does not support constructor overloading. Python has two different kinds of constructors. But even if you try to use them both, it won't lead to constructor overloading. Python simply rebinds the name __init__ to the new method. The first declaration of this method is inaccessible now. Internally, __new__ is the constructor that returns a valid and unpopulated object. This object is then used to call __init__. Using default arguments is not constructor overloading either. It's simply the use of default arguments.